Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. You know what? Where's Hawk at? Listener discretion advised. Pansy.
Welcome back to the Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. I am Electro. Bono is out of the office again this week. Just had a child, so he's out, and Gabe is back in. Welcome, Gabe.
How's it going, fellas?
Good, good. He's stepping in again. He was here last week for the Jaws episode.
This is right. We're doing Jaws the Revenge, right?
Yeah.
Jaws 2, the Jawsony.
Mm-hmm. Or Jaws 3D, starring Dennis Quaid. We could go through any of these. Oz is over there on the keys, as always.
Hell yeah.
And let's see, we got a little news here. A few days ago, now, I think 2-3 days ago, Richard Donner died, the fucking man, the legend himself. R.I.P. to that bastard. I don't know how old he was. Did you see how old he was?
90, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah.
Lived a long life.
Yeah, he's a Superman, if you will.
Ah. Yeah, he's responsible for, like, I don't know, one of the first successful superhero movies in fucking Superman. So he got Marlon Brando to play fucking Jor-El. Do you believe this?
Brand.
Yeah. He directed directed The Goonies. So okay. Goonies, Lethal Weapon series. Probably the best movie he ever did was The Omen. He directed that beautiful bastard. But
Did he do all four Lethal Weapon?
I believe so.
Oh, shit.
He was going to do a fifth one, which has now been canceled because he died.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe some other motherfucker comes in and does it. But yeah. And I think he was even trying to do like Goonies 2 or something, which that would have been a terrible goddamn idea.
Yeah.
So
when are you going to get a new crew?
So Silver Lining.
You're half glass kind of full, huh?
Yeah.
The Lord helped us out on that one.
But Richard Donner, fucking legend. And yeah, we should commemorate his honor, of course. And then there's also another death. Robert Downey Jr.'s dad, fucking Iron Man Sr., he fucking bit the dust.
He rusted out.
Apparently he was an actor too. I don't know.
Apparently.
I don't know. He was Robert Downey Sr.
Yeah, that was his claim to fame, is that he made Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if he had his own accomplishment, but
he could have named him something else and it would have fucked it all up.
But I'm pretty sure that his legacy is that he made Tony Stark.
Yeah.
And now Disney's going to rule the world. So it couldn't have happened without Robert Downey Sr., so we thank you, sir.
The mouse is coming for us.
Yeah. So we got no new movie this week. We just decided to spin another Bale tale, if you will. We needed to honor Christian Bale himself, and Ozzy suggested we do the movie Vice, and I was like, fuck it. Let's do Vice. Adam McKay directed this movie, and he was just like, you know what the world needs? The world needs Christian Bale and Sam Rockwell to be in the same movie. And I'm going to give it to him. Vice was released in the foul year of our Lord 2018. Again, written and directed by Adam McKay. Adam McKay, of course, famous for directing Anchorman, Talladega Nights,
Ricky Bobby,
other guys, Step Brothers, fucking hitters.
Oh, yeah. That's how I ended up on Vice. I had never seen Vice, but I saw Talladega Nights. And then I thought, I was like, wait, has Adam McKay ever made a bad movie? And I looked up all his movies, and I was like, he's never, every movie he's directed is entertaining that I've seen. There's two that I hadn't seen at that point, and it was Vice and The Big Short.
Yeah.
And Vice was on Hulu, so I saw that, and I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right. That's fucking good.
I think out of his filmography, probably his worst movie's got to be Anchorman 2, which I still love because I'm a fucking big Anchorman fan and whatever. I enjoyed it. Before this, he directed The Big Short, and that's probably his best movie. It's very similar vibe to Vice, but I think it's better. It's way funnier. Like you're laughing throughout the whole movie. Vice is funny. It's a funny, entertaining movie, but
There's moments.
not as much. Yeah, it really is just like a kind of a little bit of a showcase around Christian Bale transforming his body again, which he's just this is like the fourth time he does something crazy to his body for a movie. Obviously, he did The Machinist, where he like fucking he was like a skeleton in
ended
that
up weighing
movie.
like what, like almost 90 pounds or some shit.
I can't remember, but if you want to see some fucked up shit, watch The Machinist, because that shit's like he's so skinny that it is distracting. I really like that movie. He also, well, not only that, so he goes from doing that to like doing Batman. And Batman, that motherfucker looks gorgeous. He's got the fucking
chiseled.
Yeah, he's got the bod of a fucking king, man. Like, so he transforms his body a lot. Did the same thing he won an Oscar for The Fighter, where he played a crackhead. And I swear to God, you watch that movie and you're like, this motherfucker did crack, dude. That's how good, that's how method he is. He probably did crack. And he's like, I got it.
This could be one of the easiest roles to prepare for.
Yeah, he got super skinny for that one. He won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor for that one.
His doctor must be like, dude, you're rich. I know you can afford this, but that's not good.
Yeah.
You can't do that to your body.
Yeah, and then for this one, he just got super fucking fat. According to the trivia I got here, this is the first one he did with like a nutritionist, actually. So he fucking
got healthy fat. Okay.
Well, he didn't. I'm sure he didn't do it healthy, but there was a doctor like monitoring him, and there he was like, "You've probably already taken many years off of your life for what you've done to your body before. So let's do it right."
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just here to make sure you don't die.
Yeah. Apparently, he ate a lot of pie.
Really?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be Cheney,
Yeah.
baby.
I'm doing this for work.
I gotta eat the pie.
So how about you get your fucking ass in the kitchen and bake more pie?
I'll eat your pie too, girl. Okay.
Give me real pie first, and then
I'll get some of that cherry pie.
then I'll get human pie. That's all. But yeah, this is kind of like just like a showcase on Christian Bale, and I thought he did a fairly good job in this movie. He got nominated for an Oscar for it. Kind of a weird Oscar year, because that's the year Rami Malek won it for fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. And that's like one of my least favorite Oscar wins of all fucking time, man.
I've never seen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, you know.
I mean, I wonder just because he was playing fucking Freddie Mercury, you know, he's such a,
yeah.
like, everybody would have hated you if he didn't win that. So the Academy bowed like cowards.
I mean,
The Academy's a bunch of cowards. You heard it here, folks.
calling them out.
Yeah, MPAA, cowards.
They were both like impressions. He was doing an impression of fucking Freddie Mercury, and Christian Bale was doing Dick Cheney.
Dude, but if you see some of those side-by-sides, like, it looks exactly like Dick Cheney. And the voice, and not just the voice, I mean, just like, we just saw that end scene where he basically talks to the camera.
Yeah.
In that final log, but he's just doing like the like the sounds.
He has like such a calm or whatever low voice. Or
Very
does he ever
monotone.
fucking scream in this movie?
Just in the beginning.
In the beginning?
He's like howling, isn't he? When he's all fucked up.
Okay. I like how that's how the movie starts.
Yeah.
He's getting a DUI.
Yeah, he's just swerving.
He's super fucked up, smoking a cigarette. The cop shows up and he just kind of like signals him and shit.
Yeah.
And he gets out and just goes right down to his knees. And I was
he's
just like,
"Yeah."
ooh.
It's like, fuck,
The cop's
dude.
like helping him up and shit. It's just like, damn.
A cop in the 70s would have done. I feel like a cop in the 70s would have been like, "Whoa, whoa, buddy, rest for like 5 minutes before driving home.
She's like, "Can I get you some water?"
Yeah.
Let me help you back into your car.
Yeah.
He's
sir.
like, "Where are your keys?" No, leave them in the ignition. Leave them in the ignition.
Yeah, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
It's all right.
You don't want your battery to die. Leave it.
No AAA out here.
I ain't mean enough to make you tow it, man.
You are a good white man, a fat white man. You're drunk, you're having a good time. I ain't gonna spoil that for you.
Like the good Lord intended.
It's Wyoming in the 70s. You know, I would have thought it would have been like, you're not drunk enough, bro.
cop would have
Here's a
been like-
shot, you pussy.
We're like, no. Finish your beer. Finish your beer.
You pulled over?
It's
You
gonna
pulled
be-
over?
It's gonna be like when a dad finds your cigarettes and makes you like smoke them all. He's gonna be like, no, you know what? I got a 6-pack right here. Drink this pussy. And if you don't make it home, I'm gonna go home and shoot your wife.
God, yeah.
But that was one of the truths that he got kicked out of Yale twice because of his drinking.
That's pretty sick.
And that's how he ended up being-
He was a fucking party animal, right?
Yeah, well, it was his lady.
All right.
Was it Lynn? Was her name?
Lynn? Yeah, Lynn Cheney.
Like what she actually said, obviously, is lost to history. But she literally was like, "Yo, you better shape up because I need a man."
Yeah.
Yes.
And my heart is set on you.
Basically, they're basically Sandy and John Travolta.
Yeah. I like that part where she's like scolding him and then her mom comes in and she's like, does he want coffee? He's like, no, he doesn't want fucking coffee. The fuck out of here.
The mom's cool. She's
Yeah.
old school. She's like, "That's your
Exactly.
man, dude. You gotta
Exactly.
back your man."
Mhm.
You gotta
Give him
back-
some coffee.
Yeah, she's like, "Fuck this, dude. You don't need coffee, piece of shit."
DUI, he could use a cup.
Oh, yeah. He could use
Yeah,
a cup.
that was a lady. That was a lady over there. But he
Yeah.
needed that strong one.
Yeah.
He goes to Washington.
So Amy Adams plays Lynn Cheney. She was nominated for an Oscar too. Steve Carell is in this movie as our boy Donald Rumsfeld.
Rummy.
The rum man.
Rummy.
Again, reuniting with Adam McKay because, of course, I think like Adam McKay's the one that really fucking made Steve Carell hit with Anchorman because when he was Brick in Anchorman, so that was
He
it.
killed a guy,
Oh.
dude.
That's when people were like, "Holy shit, who the fuck is this guy? This guy's fucking hilarious."
Well, he started off on the Jon Stewart show, didn't he?
Yeah, but that's the first thing I never watched the Daily Show. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, but we're talking about movies, not stupid fucking daily shows, all right?
Yeah. Well,
This is
and
the
that
movie
was
Power Hour.
Anchorman after 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Before, so I think that's
Oh shit! Fuck yeah!
that's kind of when they were like, "Oh, this guy could probably have his own movie."
Oh,
That's
fuck
how
yeah.
funny is it?
Yeah.
Kind of. It was because of Anchorman, I believe, or I don't know, but I'm fucking making that statement.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first.
Your
Yeah.
podcast is on the name, so
Mhm.
Fact.
Yeah. So.
sorry, Hollywood.
yeah.
Rewriting history, bitches.
Truth is what you make it.
Just like Vice. We're gonna say wherever.
Yeah,
fuck we
exactly. Fuck yeah.
want. And and Sam Rockwell as George W. himself, man. You know, the Patriot.
Fuck yeah. The great Texan
Huh?
leads his fried chicken.
Don't mess with Texas. That's all I learned from his 8 years of presidency. I won't mess with Texas. This movie doesn't have the best ratings in the world. 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb. That's not bad. Rotten Tomatoes scores 65%. And the audience liked it even less, 60%.
Damn. And usually I feel the audience is
Yeah, they're a little
good.
bit more above. But
yeah,
you
they're
know what?
nicer.
How many Republicans are in the audience? Yeah, you know?
Yeah. bunch
They're
of-
immediately going to not like this movie. Gabe over here, the only Republican on the table.
I'm not even a Republican, but
Well, you didn't like this movie, so
I
you
did
fucking
not.
must be.
Yeah.
Damn,
Okay.
dog. But yeah, no, I did not particularly care for this.
What didn't you like about it? You don't like the politics?
Well, that and I don't know, like it started off with it just kind of talking him up. It's like, oh, he was just like the average Joe. Who,
He's kind of a pussy, right?
yeah, he's a pussy whip too. Yeah.
But he's from Yale, you know, so he is like a pretty kind of uppity Dude, you know, he ain't a country dude from Wyoming. When they're kicking his ass, like, fuck you, Yale boy.
But yeah, so it's just, it was like talking him up, and then it's like, oh, he's just like this horrible, like, political guy, but he's got good family values, and then it's like, nope, at the very end.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's it.
Yeah.
You said it all, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, people are dynamic, you know, people aren't black and white. They're all
Exactly.
over.
Like,
You know?
again, he's in politics, so it's like, no shit.
But does that make it a bad movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe then. I don't know. Yeah, this was a flopper, because the budget is an estimated 60 mil.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Christian Bale ain't cheap. This movie has a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking people in this shit. So just alone with that, you got Tyler Perry in there putting his Medea away in the closet. What the hell? Mrs. Doubtfire, bro?
I said Erlerd.
Oh,
South Park, baby.
Oh, I thought that was Mrs. Doubtfire. But yeah, it made 76 million worldwide. So
Damn.
barely made its money back, I think. And then like after advertising, I'm sure it probably just like broke even, if not lost a little bit.
That's why, like, number one in Iraq, though.
Think so?
They were like, yep, this is fact. This is true, everybody. This is exactly how it went down.
Fucking knew it.
Yeah, this is a documentary right here. Adam McKay, the documentarian. You got it right, folks.
Yeah, but my boy fucking Christian Bale fucking gained 45 fucking pounds to do this shit. Shaved his head, bleached his eyebrows. He went all the way, baby.
Damn.
It's going in.
Mm-hmm. And he did exercises at the same time to make his neck thicker.
Oh, wow.
To make himself look really fat, bro. That's
So
pretty awesome. Pretty fucking cool. As we see in the movie, how many fucking heart attacks did Dick Cheney have? And
In
shit?
real life, 5.
All right. In the movie, they show like 3 of them.
Yeah, they're pretty liberal with them.
A really cool fact about this movie is that the director, Adam McKay, had a heart attack right after they finished filming the movie. And he was basically like, fuck, like that's like the worst thing I can imagine, to get a heart attack while I'm making a movie about this guy that had a bunch of heart attacks.
It was Cheney. He was
Mhm.
like, I don't approve of this movie.
Yeah.
Sent the
He's like,
spirits.
use the heart attack laser on this guy.
You see in the movie, he gets a heart transplant. But I remember in the news that he had an artificial heart. Just Googled it right now. And yeah, he had an artificial heart for a while, man. Like, that's bad. They got to take your heart out and put that fucking little robot heart
pumps?
in.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. That fucking robot heart.
Yeah, I remember them saying, like, making fun of it, like, on SNL or whatever. They're like, yeah, he's fucking evil. He doesn't even have a fucking heart.
Literally. He
He's
literally.
living without a heart.
It's because the Tin Man over here.
Someone shoot him.
Dude, bullets
But
don't
yeah,
work
and
on
then
anymore.
and apparently Christian Bale kind of indirectly saved his life with it, because he has, again, heart attacks in the movie, and then he asked the director, like, how do you want me to play the heart attack or whatever? And the director was just like, well, just hold your fucking arm, like, I don't know. And Christian Bale, because he's fucking crazy or whatever, he did a bunch of research and shit, and he was just like, well, actually, like, the most common thing when a person's having a heart attack is like their stomach is what like really starts hurting. And then so when this guy was having his heart attack, his stomach was really hurting, and he remembered what my boy fucking Bale told him, these Bale tales, and he was like, oh shit, I'm having a heart attack. And he went to the doctor, and they were like, dude, you are having a heart attack. You showed up just in time. Like, nothing bad happened. They were able to like stop it before it did any real damage to him, but my boy fucking Christian Bale saved his life on that
Damn,
one.
that guy's he should have got the Oscar for that.
Right.
For saving a life.
Portraying a great American and then saving a life. I remember like in Sin City, because Bruce Willis's character has like a bad heart in it.
Oh, yeah.
And in the beginning, he's having like a heart episode. He's basically having a heart attack, and he's trying to save this little girl. And in that movie, he's basically saying, like, I'm telling myself that it's just indigestion and shit. He's like, that's how he's fucking, like, justifying it. It's like, my stomach just hurts. And I ain't tripping. I'm going to save this little girl. Yeah, let's just do a Sin City podcast.
So Cheney fucking gives up the drinking because the lady tells him,
Yeah, his bed.
you better shape up. We went through it.
Yeah. Grease lightning. Let's get to grease lightning.
So he goes to Washington, and that's where he meets Rummy.
And we meet Steve Carell. They were he's like an intern or something, or what?
Yeah.
Starts off as an intern, but it's really weird how they portray him because he's kind of a bitch and he just does whatever his fucking wife tells him to do.
Well, that was another thing is that they make it seem like he wasn't even political at that point. Like he had no political leanings, but he just liked how Donald Rumsfeld spoke. So he's like, who's that guy? Like, I want to be with him. And like, he's a Republican. He's like, well, fuck it. I'm a Republican.
So am I.
But it just seems like he was a Republican or at least conservative his whole life. Like,
the way I looked at it was that because she said she needed a man, right? The wife. And so he went after like a job that was going to give him power. Like politicians, they pick and choose everything that affects our day-to-day lives. You know, how much tax, how much paycheck you get to actually take home, what roads are going to get fixed, all that bullshit.
Yep.
So that's why I kind of figured he went into that route.
Want to swing his dick a little bit.
Exactly.
well, dude, when he gets that job and he calls her from his office, she's like, starts fucking fingering herself almost.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
Jesus
she's like,
Yeah.
Christ.
He's like, dude, I'm going to blow the fuck out of you when you get home.
Yeah.
He's just like, cool. I'm going to go get some fucking lube. Handcuffs. We're doing handcuffs.
Yeah, that sounds good. I look forward to that tonight.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
I just did that.
Yeah, he just makes it sound.
I would like to spank your butt now. Is it okay if you lick my balls?
Dude, well, and that's one of the funny things there where he gets the job and he goes and meets Steve Carell. Carell tells him, or Rumsfeld,
Rummy.
and he tells him, this is what I want you to do. And he's like, cool. And he just stands there. He's like, well, fucking go. What the fuck? I already told you what I want to do. And he's like, oh, and your 2 DUIs came up in your background check.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, but don't worry, I vouched for you.
Yeah.
And he's like, thank you. And he's like, no, thank you is when the girl next door pulls your pud. Like, so like, you owe me one, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty dope. Which is like, yeah, I looked out for you, but
It wasn't for free.
nope. This is how it goes. Like, you owe me shit. So
Like, I own you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that relationship comes full circle by the end of the movie.
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, Cheney starts making his connections, and then Rumsfeld gets into it with somebody. I don't know who the president is at that point because they send him to like
Nixon.
fucking India. Yeah, Nixon. There we go.
Yeah, we go through Watergate and shit.
Oh yeah, all that whole Watergate stuff comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Rumsfeld gets thrown to India.
And then that's when he gets told about the executive branch or whatever. Right then.
That's when he meets Antonin Scalia too, who eventually became a Supreme Court justice.
Yep, and see, this is where I have trouble.
Same here.
So this is like, obviously, I am not into fucking politics. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Antonin Scalia comes out in Big Mouth in the episode where Andrew thinks he might be gay,
Mm-hmm.
and all the ghost gays come out,
All right.
and one of them's they're like, Supreme Court Justice is Antonin Scalia because he's so conservative, and he's like, yeah, I was so deep in the closet.
Deep in the closet.
It's like a ghost cock just ain't the same. It's like vegan bacon.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so that's Antonin Scalia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so at this point, he just works at the Justice Department, and he says, fuck yeah, dude, there is a way where where the president could take full control of everything.
It's like everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. And like, that's the power of kings, of dictators, like that's the ultimate power, which again is a lie. That's not that thing that they talk about does exist, but they can only basically be in charge of their own branch, the executive branch.
Right.
I learned a lot about politics of this movie.
It's true. And it also, it jumps around a lot too, which makes it confusing.
Fuck yeah.
Because it starts with his DUI, and then like right after that, you go into like 9/11.
Yeah.
And then like it keeps jumping back and forth, because then you start seeing when he's running for representative of fucking Wyoming, and he's like, what the fuck? I thought you were bald a minute ago. Now you're there again, and you're not as fat.
Your heart's spazzing out.
You still have a heart.
Yeah, and then he's fucking like giving like this fucking little like bullshit speech.
He's running for Congress or like statesman or something like that.
Yeah, representative. So so it is Congress. Yeah.
So he's giving like this lame ass speech, and his wife's just standing over there like dry as sand, just like, dude.
Dry as
Looking at the farmers like, I'm taking one of y'all.
Yeah, like what the hell? My pussy is drying up during this speech. Everybody probably in the room.
Weren't they heckling him? I think they were heckling him a bit.
Maybe. It seemed like nobody was even paying attention to
he was
it.
and he was stuttering too. While
Yeah, and speaking like super low volume, awkward up there.
Trying to pretend he's a cowboy.
Mm-hmm. He was a good looking cowboy, I'll give him that much. But
Christian Bale.
mm-hmm. And then he has a heart attack, and then his bitch is just like, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
I will fucking like.
Yeah, you can't do it, and then you break down your body. Like, you are double weak.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
I'm gonna have to kill the children.
Yeah.
let me show you how to do it.
Yeah. Another thing that they're just showing, like, it was all his wife. But behind every gray man, there's a gray woman.
Well, we could change positions if you want.
But she helps him win, right? She basically does his like campaign or whatever.
Yeah.
And he wins it because she's just going out there meeting them good old American boys and telling them how fucking Cheney's just gonna fucking.
Because she is from Wyoming, so she can talk the talk.
Mm-hmm. She knows what to do.
Yeah.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
It's Amy Adams.
What do you guys think about Amy Adams?
She's a hottie.
Not just hotness, but as an actor.
What else does she do?
She's married to Sacha Baron Cohen.
She's married to Sacha Baron Cohen.
It's very talented of her.
Oh no, wait, no, that's not her.
But
That's not her.
She's pretty.
She was in Talladega Nights. That's
She's the
secretary.
Yeah. She
yeah.
eventually becomes
Another fucking Adam McKay. Fucking, he's like, you know what? Bring Amy Adams.
He's like,
in
let's
here.
just do Talladega Nights, but in the White House. That's what we're gonna do.
She does change Ricky Bobby, and makes him realize like you're being screwed over, bro. Like, be a strong, stand up for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and fucking
Like,
beat the
John
French
McKay
guy.
Isn't a driver. He's a politician.
That's true. Shit. But what did she like? She did like Arrival. Did you watch Arrival? That alien movie?
No.
It was good, but I don't know how I feel about her as like an actress. She's been nominated for Oscars like several times and shit.
Her full name is Amy Lou Adams, and I don't know why I think the name Amy Lou is like the greatest name. If I ever have a daughter,
Does that turn you on? Amy
no,
Lou?
like if I ever have a kid, a daughter, some poor son.
You would Lou your daughter?
Amy Lou, maybe. I like
Amy,
Amy.
your son?
Yeah, maybe. A boy named Sue, it happens.
Yeah.
By the time I have a kid, it's gonna be super progressive times, dude. I might not even have a son or a daughter. I might have something else.
A dolphin.
Like, I don't even know. I'm not. You tell me, bro. Like, once you start talking, you tell me what you is. I'm not putting that on you. Don't put that demon on us, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, she also was Lois Lane in the Superman movies. I mean, she's pretty hot, but.
So Cheney becomes the Wyoming representative.
Damn straight he does.
Because of the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his wife.
Skips forward.
Yeah, they jump there.
Jumps. He becomes CEO of Halliburton, of course, which, Ozzy knows all about. Right?
Well, I mean, we heard that name in the Iraq War.
Mm-hmm.
Those that were paying attention. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a big oil company, and they basically took over a bunch of the oil fields. They repaired a bunch of them in those no bid contracts. So they could basically say, this is going to cost $1 billion to fix this. And the government was like, here's $1 billion. What did it say? Their stock rose like 500%?
Yeah. But you were saying that some of that shit was like the part that wasn't true or whatever.
Well, and that's also like what the big implication is because he was a CEO in the 90s, and then all of a sudden in the early 2000s, we go to war with Iraq that on faulty evidence, and the company that he used to be the CEO of happens to take over all the fucking contracts and get all the fucking money. And again, the stock rose tremendously. But when he quit the company, in 1999, when he was running for office with George Bush, and when he quit the company, that he got $26 million to quit, but that was in him selling back the stock that he owned in the company. So then 3 years later, in 2002, when we invade Iraq and then Halliburton starts getting all these contracts, he didn't get any of that profit. I mean, I'm not saying that shit that means he's not involved, but
yeah,
if you're going to fucking risk your neck like that, you would think you're going to make some money.
That just shows he knows how to cover his tracks.
Yeah, well, then you would think there's like a big lump of money somewhere. In Wyoming? We got to start digging around Wyoming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then he becomes just like a big dick swinger with his wife, and they're like at this fancy party. And
Yeah.
And then they run into George W. They run into fucking Sam Rockwell himself, and they're like, is that fucking idiot? They're like talking shit about him. Like, is that Bush's son? Like, what a fucking...
They're like, Jeb? Like, but I thought he's going to run for office or something. Like, no, that's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the younger one.
Mm-hmm.
Having a great time. Sammy Rocks all coked out.
Was George W. a cokehead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless
And a
him.
drinker.
What a good guy.
Yeah, that dude, another dude. What trips me out is like, we don't talk about that more. It's like,
Oh, Andy was drafted, right? His dad got him out of it?
I believe he was in the army for like a little bit.
they're like, we don't take cokeheads.
Yeah, I don't know how he got out of it, but he was in the army for a while. There's like pictures of him in a uniform and shit. I think I could.
His dad, you might be thinking of his dad because
Really?
George H.W. Bush is a fucking hero.
He's the one that was he the one that escaped cannibalism?
Yeah, George H.W.
Like his plane went down in Japan or something during World War II.
Yeah.
And everybody other than him that survived the crash got cannibalized.
Oh, shit.
He survived.
Yeah,
That's
I'm pretty
fucking
sure
crazy.
that's the older Bush.
No, but I do think that George W. was in the military, but probably never went to war or
It's like,
anything.
is it bad we don't know anything about our presidents?
Yeah. No, I don't. I mean, yeah.
Well, we were kids.
It probably is. That's one thing that I trip out about myself, because I don't know. It doesn't interest me. I don't know. I don't like to be political or whatever.
I get it.
And then sometimes, people will be talking about it, and then I feel really stupid and irresponsible for not knowing.
Well,
what
that's
the
the
fuck
cool
is
thing
happening.
about a movie like this, in that, it's, compared to Ricky Bobby, it doesn't have those same laughs, but it's a fucking heavy, dense ass subject.
Yeah.
Being presented in a pretty lighthearted and entertaining way as possible.
Yeah, it uses a lot of tricks to keep you entertained. Like, again, like the jumping around and stuff. Like,
Roll the credits in the middle of the movie.
oh right, oh, that's so good. Yeah, so his daughter, her bitch leaves her, and she fucking breaks and goes and gets into a car accident.
That was that was a weird response to getting broken up with, lesbian or not. She's just like driving through traffic and shit.
That seems reasonable.
She's crazy.
No, not that I would do it, but I think it doesn't seem like I wouldn't believe that. I'm sure that's happened a lot.
I'm sure.
A chick gets broken up with and she's out somewhere, right? You got to get in your car and drive after. Depending on how fucking upset you are. You might just drive like a fucking asshole.
Land in a ditch or something.
Mm-hmm. It happens to the best of us.
Well, it happened to Mary Chain.
Yeah, and then they're at the hospital and they're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? You just took off from school and fucking you crashed and shit."
She's like, I'm sad.
Your best friend is worried sick about you.
You smell like pussy. What's really going on? Yeah, so she tells him that she's gay. Cheney, again, he's like,
Cheney's like, cool.
He's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're my daughter.
I love you. Yeah.
But I don't know. Did they make it seem like in the movie, like her mom's kind of not that thrilled about it or something? Because Dick Cheney hugs her and embraces her right away. And she's just kind of there on the other side. Like, God damn it.
When she kind of says something like, this choice is going to make your life harder.
Oh,
and
right.
It's like, bitch, he ain't choose this.
Right.
Like, she's kind of implying, like you're
the
just
mom
doing
was, like,
this.
a super Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Wyoming, baby. You mean a normal Wyoming night?
Yeah, and then after that it shows that like that Dick Cheney fucking like retires or something or decides to stay out of the public eye to not cause his daughter any scrutiny.
Yeah, what was he going to run for at that? Like governor?
I think he was actually running for president or something.
Yeah, because then they're like, this is big time, dog. Like, they're going to go after everybody.
Yeah.
And they're going to find out about poor old Mary and her best friend. And it's not going to be pretty. And, and he's like, that's where, like, he makes him seem like a good guy. Like, you know what? I'm going to put my children's interest before mine.
And ignorance in my part, because I obviously don't know anything about Cheney or his life or his family, but right after that goes into the fake credits. So first time I watched it, I was like, was the way he accepted her, was that fake too? Like, because it was part of like right before that scene, and then it goes on to say that like he lived his hot life like really healthy after that, and that his wife would
Red
train
golden
retrievers.
They by the lake.
Yeah, and then
they were never again in the public eye.
Yeah, and then the credits start rolling with the sentimental music.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah.
I was a bit confused, but only when it said that they were forever out of the public eye, I was like, okay, because I was like, that was a short movie, and that was a total lie how it ended. Like, that can't be true, man.
Yeah, but that made me wonder. I was like, the part of him being so accepting about his gay daughter, like, was that fake too? But I guess not.
The lake house scene. That's when it started being fake.
But then after that, fucking George W., he calls him up and he's just like, I want a meeting, dog. And then fucking Lynn's telling him, like, for what? Like, fuck that. Don't even meet with this piece of shit. And he's like, it's just a meeting. And she keeps just telling him, like, fuck no. And he's just like,
Vice President's a nothing position. That's a nothing position.
It's a nothing job.
That'd be a good job.
Yeah, where you just show what, like, you're the face of the president. You don't have to make the decisions or possibly get who's ever assassinated a vice president?
That's true.
Nobody has. They don't even know who they are. One of us could be the vice president right now.
I will be honest with you. I don't know who the vice president is right now. Do you, Gabe?
No.
All right. Who's the vice president, Nas?
Kamala Harris.
All right.
Yeah. She's local. She was the DA in San Francisco, and
she's the first female vice president, right?
Hillary. Oh wait, that's the first lady. Never mind. Yeah, I guess, right?
Yeah. I think
she's half Indian.
I think
Indian.
She's the first person that could potentially become the female president if homeboy dies. What's his name? I don't even do. Since fucking Trump left office, like, presidency's boring. I never even hear about it.
And that's how it should. Dude, that's how it should be, man. Like, the president shouldn't be making all these ridiculous news.
Well,
calling out K-Stew.
He is making headlines, though. He's a fucking creep. Have you guys haven't heard what he told that Marine?
What do you say?
It's
fuck the Marines.
It's all about the semen.
It was a female Marine, and he was like, "Oh, look at you! You look like you're 16. Oh, man.
Just like I like."
And he's been like, people are coming out and like, have him on video, just like massaging, like
I've seen videos of him, like
just like Buster Bluth and shit, just massaging people.
Like,
Hey, hermano.
sniffing little girls' hair and stuff. Like, just it's creepy.
The
Yeah.
grandpa he likes how young people smell.
Yeah, grandpa's.
So you smell like life.
Right? He's trying to smell their essence out of them. The little girl's all of a sudden all decrepit and fucking skinny. Looks like Mother Teresa. And she's
Yeah.
doing,
No, but I mean, I'm sure Homeboy's also doing crap like Trump was doing, except it's just weird. No one cares anymore. No one's paying attention. He could be killing a bunch of people too. Sure, he is.
they're all shitty people, man.
Yeah,
To be the president, you have to be a shitty person.
Exactly. It's just.
All of them. Even Obama, too. You're all there.
Oh, yeah.
No one gets a pass.
Oh yeah, everybody. We just watched America the Motion Picture. Have you seen that on Netflix?
That's what we should do.
That's what we should have done. You should watch it. If you guys haven't watched America the Motion Picture, it's this cartoon that just came out on Netflix. Phil and Lord Miller produced it, the guys that did the Spider-Verse movie
Oh, what?
and the Mitchell versus the Machines. Yeah, so, George W., he wants him to be his vice. I want you to be my vice, And I fucking love Sam Rockwell, and he's great. He's a great George W. Bush, in my opinion. He's probably the thing about the movie that made me laugh the most. The most fun parts of the movie were the brief moments where he was in it as George W. And it just makes him seem like everybody remembers George W. as like the dumb president, the dummy.
Yeah.
And this kind of reinforces that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he's saying. He's like, basically, like, they're pushing me into this, but I need someone to legitimize my
He's
shit.
basically like, I'm just trying to fucking please my dad. My dad would really like it if I was president, so I think you should be my vice president.
He's like, I just want to run my baseball team.
Yeah.
Like, make me do shit.
And then Bale's just like, it's kind of like you said, it's a nothing job, but we might be able to make an arrangement here if you basically let me run the fucking show. Or he tells him that he's gonna help him find a vice president at first or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. He's like, let's get over that. But I will, like, spend every hour finding the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
This person that you need to be that legitimate person, I'll find him.
Yeah.
That chicken looks good.
Yeah, he's all eating fucking like barbecue chicken and licking his fingers.
Yeah.
Drinking iced tea and shit.
That's a good scene.
Real nice. But then eventually he comes back to it, like, yeah, so he becomes the VP and he basically tells him, like, yeah, you gotta let me, like, basically call the shots or whatever. And he's just like, cool.
That's after him and his wife have that weird, like, Shakespeare form.
Oh, right.
You gotta talk about that.
That's true. Yeah, because they basically, same thing that Adam McKay did in The Big Short. They were like, we don't really know what happened here. There was a conversation that was had, so we're just gonna fucking show it like a fucking Shakespeare fucking play or whatever. And they start talking and say it, and thous, and shit.
Right before that, when he's brushing his teeth, I love it because she's asking him questions, and like she asks him something, and he looks at her, and then puts gargles in his mouth, and he just gargling. Stops and then keeps gargling and gargling again. Just like, fuck you. I'm not going to answer at your time. Like, you can't just tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they go into that fucking back and forth Shakespearean type talk of how they're going to just go into power. Yeah, because he realizes the vice president is a bullshit position, but the president has this little caveat that in times of war, he can basically do whatever the fuck he wants. And if I control the president, then I control whatever the fuck I want.
Mm-hmm.
So then the vice president starts looking a little more enticing to old Cheney.
I like when he's just like, I think we have an understanding or something. And then, I don't know, he does 9/11.
Yeah, basically calls Bin Laden.
So this movie implies that, like, he basically started the war or something, right? That's what this movie's saying?
Yeah, with Iraq, because they had already divvied up Iraq. They had tried to go into Iraq before, but they just beat the shit out of Saddam Hussein, and the international community was like, right, stop fucking with them. So, but they were like, wow, but we still want the fucking oil.
Mm-hmm.
So when then 9/11 happened, but they're like, that was Osama bin Laden, that's Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan. So he's like, fuck, we got to connect it to Iraq somehow. Like,
And the way that they, like the connection he makes is in the movie, is that real? Like that little connection, is that how he was able to link it?
they linked it with Zarqawi.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
some dude.
How Zarqawi and bin Laden had like a meeting that didn't go well because Zarqawi hates Sunnis, and that's what bin Laden's mom was or wife was or something like
Yeah.
That good fucking mother of yours.
Go fuck a goat.
Word for word.
That's verbatim.
Yeah, so and then that dude had set up shop in Iraq, right? So they're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we can say him and fucking bin Laden are boys.
Yeah. So they were like, get Tyler Perry to fucking tell the United Nations.
Yeah.
that. Tyler Perry tried to call Colin Powell.
Colin Powell, yeah.
He tried to stop it. He was like, no, like we shouldn't even be over here. They're like, you got to tell him we should though.
Yeah.
They're like, you're just the token black guy in the room, bro. Even Condoleezza Rice is higher than you here.
Condi isn't saying shit,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, you're the guy. You're the lackey.
Is that true? I mean, because they say that in the movie that when he gives that speech that he says that was like the worst thing he's ever done, or like the worst moment of his life or some shit.
The one article that because I was looking at it was a PolitiFact article, and for some reason they didn't bring that. They just kind of skirted around that. That was also kind of fabricated as well. So I'm assuming that the rest of it was, even the speech and everything.
Okay.
Like the president, George Bush, did use that term that, there was what was that fucking phrase that they kept wanting to use?
For what?
I forget there was a phrase that they wanted him to insert, so then they can start using that phrase as to mean something, and they're like, but the seed was going to be planted by
Tyler Perry?
Yeah, by Tyler Perry. Yeah, so anyway, he does do it, and he goes and he's like, dude, Iraq, they's about to fucking go off with the WMDs. They got yellow cake.
Yeah, and basically like, we have to fucking do this shit.
Gun smoke instead of like a mushroom cloud.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want the smoking gun to be a mushroom cloud.
Yeah.
So the President Bush did use that once, but that was the only time that they brought it up.
Oh, and also I think we skipped through it. But
Yeah, look, you didn't like it? You're fucking remembering it and shit?
I know. We skipped the part where basically it also says that like Cheney was giving these making calls during 9/11, that.
He said, shoot the planes.
Yeah.
Shoot them.
Shoot every motherfucker in the air right now. Fuck it.
If it's your homie in the same formation, shoot him. Can't trust them right now. Shoot first. Last person flying wins.
Yeah. And apparently you were saying how that was bullshit too, right? Or not bullshit,
well,
but
yeah,
it can be proved.
Yeah, exactly. It can't be proven because the official report says that at 10:15, Rumsfeld was like, yeah, we can shoot the planes down. But at 10:18 was the first call between him and Bush. So how could Bush have given him clearance to shoot the planes down? But also everybody in the room, including George Bush, says that he was the one to give the clearance and that Cheney just followed his direction that day.
Well, Cheney's the puppeteer, so that's the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's where I'm like, yeah, real life, that's too convenient. Like, the movie is still right there. Well, I don't know if it's right, but it's still like, it still works.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Like, of course the liberal media is going to say that,
Fucking libtard.
Yeah, fucking libtard. People are going to, like, if you listen to certain episode or certain parts of episodes, you'll be like, there's this really hardcore Republican movie podcast out there.
I know.
Like they're making shit for us now.
I know. Well, I've said it before on this podcast. God bless the Republican Party. I'll say it again.
Adam McKay is a fucking lying cunt. Hates America.
fuck that.
McKay?
He made
What is that? Foreign?
he made Anchorman. There's no way he can hate him. He loves America.
Dude, Talladega Nights. Yeah.
America, baby.
Dude, all he does is make fun of America. What a
That's
fucking
true. It's true.
self-hating American, dude. Fuck that, dude. Adam McKay, have some respect for yourself. This country gave you everything.
And then, so basically after that shit, it goes into like his other daughter, the straight one.
The one they love.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one they actually care about.
So then she is also running for something of Wyoming, a Senate seat or something.
Yeah, also representative. Same thing her pops had.
Yeah, and so she basically is asking them permission to like run with the agenda of no gay marriage.
Yeah. Very Godfathery, man. You know, like hanging down. Family.
Yeah, and like that scene, he's like sitting in a chair and Lynn is like standing above his shoulder, and she basically touches Cheney's shoulder and basically gives him like the okay to okay it.
Yeah. That was her pulling the trigger.
Yeah, she's like, go for it. Tell her to slam the gate.
Yeah.
And then it shows her going on some show or whatever and talking about how gay marriage is wrong, and her sister just like crying her eyes out and shit.
She's like, I just got dumped. And I dropped this on me.
At least she didn't drive into traffic this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got better at it. She got better at managing her emotions. She just yelled.
Oh, yourself.
And it just makes that part seem like, again, he's a dick because he's just sitting there like with a like blank face.
The Mr. Bigglesworth cat just stroking it.
Oh, and also he goes through that part where he shoots his friend in the face.
Yeah.
And he apologizes. Like,
The guy that got shot apologizes.
That's
I remember that being in the news.
oh, yeah.
Well, that was a real the video they used was the actual video of the guy apologizing.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Dude, and he was just like sitting in the car. And the guy's like, hey, do you want a fucking Coca?
Fucking told you to bring diet.
Yeah.
I just had a fucking heart attack, man. I can't
have caffeine.
I can't have a regular Coke. I need a Coke Zero. God damn it.
Yeah, that was very Michael Corleone of him, man.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Like, he basically is just like, I'm sorry, and I hope that he's like okay or whatever. It's just like, what?
Sorry for what him and his family have gone
Yeah, I hope that they are not discouraged from coming here or whatever. It's just like, what the fuck, dude?
through. Texas loves you.
Shot you in the face. But did he shoot him in the face or?
In the face, yeah.
It's pretty baller, dude.
I mean, that guy, kudos to the guy who took it.
Well, I was looking in real life. Yeah, he got shot in the face, the neck, and the chest. And one of them, the pellets that went in his chest, actually gave him a heart attack a couple days later.
Dang.
And he survived, but yeah, it wasn't easy. Not an easy recovery
Yeah,
for
Jesus.
Cheney's
Cheney was just
first victim.
fuck. Come on.
He's just giving the world heart attacks. Dude, he gave Adam McKay a heart attack. He gave that guy a heart attack.
This is a movie about fucking heart disease.
That's the real behind
This episode brought to you by the American Heart Association.
Absolutely.
Cheerios has been known to lower cholesterol as part of a heart healthy diet.
My father has had a couple heart attacks too, so you know this is very near and dear to my heart.
Has he seen this movie?
I will likely have a heart attack one day.
Well, watch this movie several more times so you know what it's like.
Yeah.
I think we should go to the hospital.
And then the movie basically ends with Cheney just like he's giving like an interview or something to some blonde lady.
Well, and throughout this, and poor guy, we completely forgot this dude, but it's being narrated by a dude that served in Afghanistan and Iraq, and he came back and made a nice little life for himself.
And this is a completely fictional character, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, is it though?
Well, I
Right,
mean,
there's about 50,000 of them in real life.
yeah, I mean, somebody fucking gave him his heart, but it wasn't the way it's portrayed in the movie.
Yeah, because he's a very likable guy, and I think they
he's the ugly Matt Damon guy. That guy looks just like Matt Damon, but ugly. No disrespect to him, he's a good actor. I like him.
He was good,
but he's just like the fucking dime store fucking Matt Damon. Yeah.
When they make you like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a really he's narrating the whole movie and he's kind of keeping it loose and fun and shit. And he's a family man. You see him with his kids. Yeah, you see him doing a bunch of stuff. And then he's a jogger at the end of the day. He's conscious about heart disease and he's a healthy man. And
even though, all the bullshit that he went through because of the shit that Cheney put him through, he still was happy and trying to take care of himself. And then he didn't see that car.
Yeah, he's running, narrating the hell out of the story. And then a truck just hits him. Boom! And then
starts bleeding from the head. It just a pool of blood just starts forming.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's that scene where basically Dick Cheney's on his deathbed and they already think he's fucked and he's basically saying goodbye to his daughters and they're all crying on him and he's all crying.
Yeah.
And then they're like, good news, this ginger just died.
Well, no, the doctor's like, do you want me to call the chaplain? And the wife's like, no, Dick Cheney ain't going nowhere tonight. It's like, Jesus, this lady, she prevented death. That's how fucking stern she is.
Did not give him permission to die.
Yeah, the Grim
go quietly into the night.
Yeah. The Grim Reaper walked out of that room like, nope.
This is some bullshit. That bitch is mean.
That haircut, dude. That's that powerful haircut.
Oh yeah. You gotta be weary of a woman with that haircut. You're gonna get complaints written about you. Written complaints.
Oh man.
But yeah,
she will call corporate.
I know. She will take the time.
The fact that it was being kind of lighthearted and stuff, when they pulled his heart out, I was kind of half expecting a lump of coal or something. Or a heart-shaped lump of coal to come out.
That's true. They do show a blackish heart, though. So.
Yeah, it just looks normally damaged, I would think. I don't know.
Okay. We got a fucking heart expert.
Grey's Anatomy. I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy in the last week.
Really?
Yeah, I got into it. ABC rules. I don't talk about that channel very often anymore.
It's true. Ever since Boy Meets World lefty.
Yeah. TGIF was their high point for sure.
When I was watching television as a child.
Yeah, dude. We had Must See TV Thursdays, TGIF on Friday, and then
TGIF, man.
Cartoons, Animation Domination on Sunday was the Fox one. That was the life.
Damn.
Yeah. So he gets the good guy's heart, and then it ends with him doing that speech, right?
Yeah. Where he basically is just like, bitch, I ain't sorry for nothing I did. I did it for America. You're fucking welcome.
He's like, I'm not going to apologize for keeping your family safe. Fuck you.
And they're all showing the torturing. We also didn't talk about that when they talked about.
I mean, it's hard. The storyline just bounced around so much. It's not, yeah,
but they basically are like, they have plans to torture all these people from Iraq or whatever. And they're like, what do they say? Like we can't legally, America can't torture people or something.
Yeah.
They're like, so if we're doing it, it's not torture.
Yeah. The U.S. doesn't do torture, so we're doing it. It ain't torture.
Yeah. So they show, it's pretty gnarly scene. They're showing them fucking putting motherfuckers in boxes and they're just naked on the floor with leashes and shit.
And some of those are also real.
Yeah, that one, at least a couple of those looked real.
Yeah, it was from that.
They do that one chick with the cigarette, right?
Yeah. What the hell was it? Abu Ghraib? That Abu Ghraib prison. That's where that all came out, where they'd be stacking them and shit and walking them around on leashes.
Wasn't that Guantanamo?
No. Guantanamo's way too secretive. We don't get any fucking news. Yeah, because Guantanamo.
Well, Harold and Kumar escaped it, though.
Yeah, so it's not that secure. It's not those two fucking stoners can get out. But it's interesting because it's not technically U.S.
They were trying to go to White Castle.
in Havana?
What were you saying?
Well, because it's not technically U.S. territory, but we own that land, so they can't tell us what to do. So that's where, they do a bunch of shady shit.
Mm-hmm. That's why they keep us safe at night because of Guantanamo, baby.
Yeah, man. We'll never know.
That's what Cheney's saying in that speech. And he's like, yeah, fuck it. Like, you're pissed at me because I didn't, like, fucking kiss the hands or whatever, or kiss the asses of these fucking people that were, like...
Yeah, because the interviewer asks him, like, dude, people are upset. Like, they want to answer. Like, do you care what the people say? And he's like,
yeah,
because she asked him, and, like, they're saying this and that. And he's like, so?
Yeah, well, they're basically like, most Americans, like, don't agree with the Iraq war or some shit like that, right? And he's like, yeah, so what? Okay. It happened. Yeah. I don't give a fuck if they agree with it or not.
Yeah, then he turns away from the cameras on, like, that are interviewing him and looks at the
He's talking to
the
us.
cinematic camera. Yeah, he breaks the fourth wall.
The fourth wall, talks to we the people.
He's like, look here, pussies. Tell you straight up, this Adam McKay is an idiot.
He's probably like, I bet you're gonna give Remy Malek the Oscar too. You fucking pieces of shit. I should win an Oscar. I'm a much better actor. But anyway.
Yeah, that's
Vice right there.
Baby.
It's a good movie, especially like Ozzy said, like if you don't really know anything about politics like me or any, like it's a good movie to kind of...
It's a good crash course in like quick politics.
Yeah.
Like,
but also a bunch of it's made up. So if anything interests you, really do more research because it's probably not the truth.
At the end of the day, this is a movie. This is not a documentary. And any fucking movie that's a biography or based on something real, they are going to change shit to make the movie fucking more exciting. So anytime you watch one of these, you got to take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You got to assume that maybe half of it's true. Maybe the essence of it is true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a really nice way to be like, you're being controlled by your government and you have no choice.
Yeah. I remember when I watched it in the theater, I was like, this is one of those movies that does make you go like, fuck, does America suck?
Are we the baddies?
Yeah. Do we deserve death? We deserve to be invaded, I think.
We fucking did it? Oh, no.
Fucking Cheney. Yeah. So,
Mary Cheney is a saint?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then we forgot to mention if you, after like the main credits at the end, they show like a focus group where, again, they're basically breaking the fourth wall, and they're like, all right, so like, how many of you guys thought that like this movie was like too liberal or something, or I don't know, that's the question.
No, yeah, it's the dude in the Tampa Bay jersey that's like, man, I've been wanting to say something this whole movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it now. It's liberal.
Yeah. Which is basically what, like, the big criticism of this movie. They're like, yeah, they just really made Dick Cheney look like this really evil person. The truth is somewhere in the middle. You know, he maybe did do some fucked up stuff, but they portrayed him to be like this tyrant.
Well, and Adam McKay knows critics, you know, so he's like, dude, I'm sure as soon as that movie's done, they're all rushing to be the first one to publish their fucking review about it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna sit there and wait for the fucking Panavision thing to show up on the end credits.
Oh yeah.
So like, it lets enough go by that they're like, okay, there's not gonna be a scene or anything.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, this is what they're gonna say about me.
Exactly.
And I already know.
Yeah.
And then they fight.
It's too liberal, and the guy says like, oh yeah, I bet you're a Hillary fan or something. And then Trump comes up, and then they start throwing blows. And then there's just like a hot chick on the side being like, have you seen like, or I can't wait to see the new Fast and the Furious movie. It's like, it looks so lit. Yeah. And then that is the last thing said in the movie.
Well, and to me,
is basically saying like, America's fucking stupid, right?
Yeah, that's what I got. That was their last little bit of he's like saying, dude, I just did all this. I just learned you a bunch of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be like, That was lame.
That wasn't real.
The new fucking...
You lied a lot.
Well, no, those two...
Go watch Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, those chicks, yeah, that's what they represent. If, like, people are going to be like, wait, that didn't... Like, politics? Like, I don't know if I like that.
That was just
kind of like Gabe's response over here.
It was just the youth.
He's just like, I just want to see action. And Vin Diesel. What was I watching where somebody wanted to be an actor and they're like, do you think I could like make it in Hollywood? Like, if Vin Diesel could have an acting career, you could fucking do it. I think it was BoJack.
Fuck yeah. What a great point. We all have a chance. Fucking Vin Diesel. I'm glad Adam McKay fucking made fun of your shit films.
But yeah, I mean, just to finish it up, it's definitely, if you're thinking you're going to go see a Talladega Nights, you're in for a fucking shot.
Yeah, for Adam McKay as a director, which we named all of the really funny, ridiculous movies he did. Right before this, he did The Big Short, which was still silly, but really smart, better than this movie. And this one was even less silly, still silly, but I mean, you could tell it's from the same director, but this is definitely his most serious movie, which is, if you watch it, is not that serious. Even though it is serious subject matter, it is presenting it in a way that it's trying to make it entertaining to a regular
dick jokes
dude.
And everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got it all.
Yep, jerking off jokes. There's that one part where he talks about like, all right, we're all gonna pull our dicks out.
Put little tiny hats on them. Walk out onto the White House lawn and just jerk each other off.
Fuck yeah. And they didn't give him an Oscar. They gave it to Rami. Anyways, well, that's Vice for you. I would recommend it. Check it out.
Yeah, it's on Hulu right now. So again, it's if you already have it, it's a cool little clever thing, and then you could pretend that you know about politics.
Mm-hmm. You could be like, "Hey, Dick Cheney was a dick."
Yeah, you'll be at the bar and be like, I just don't appreciate what happened to Mary Cheney and what her family did to her. Exactly. And they'd be like, wow, get this man a beer.
That shit might get you a hand job, dog, if you say that to the right person.
If your wife offers you a hand job, you take it. Next week, we're doing America next week. Can we?
I'm down. We will at least briefly talk about it.
America tip.
Yeah.
We'll be very patriotic.
All righty. Well, what would you give this movie out of 10, Ozzy?
Yeah, like 6 or 7. You know, it was good. It was entertaining. I like history, so it was more entertaining because it presented history that not that I know very well, but in just a different perspective of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
And Gabe, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 5.
Dang.
It shows what everybody already knows, that politicians are bad.
Gabe doesn't pull any fucking punches, dude. I'm with Ozzy. 6.5, 7. I think it's a pretty good movie. But anyway, that wraps it up this week. Be sure to follow us on the social medias and listen to the other shows on the Salinas... Oh, wait, no. On the Salad Bites. Salad Bites Media. A Salinas Underground podcast hosted by the Ozman himself.
Hell yeah.
The Nakama podcast out there for all your anime needs. And the 8 through Uncle Miles for all you ladies.
Women.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week. Sayonara, Sammy.
Electro and Bono Movie Power